Thank you for staying with us on today's Tech Show. Now we are on the Tech Talk segment of the show. Today we are discussing one of the most important drivers of modern economic growth, tech skill training in the digital age. As technology continues to reshape industries, the demand for relevant digital skills keeps rising, while opportunities in areas like artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, software development, and data science are expanding. Access to quality training and alignment with industry needs remain major concern. Joining us to discuss all this is Bruce Lucas. He's the CEO of Olotu Square. He's a software solutions architect, ethical hacker, and tech community mentor. And this is his first time on my show. Mr. Bruce Lucas, thank you for joining me on the show.
Yeah, very well, true. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Now, let's go straight to the show. Now, what are the most in-demand tech skills in today's job market? And are current training programs adequately prepared in terms of, are they preparing learners for them?
The most in-demand skills right now, first, you have to start by asking who is demanding, right? So if you look at who is demanding tech skills, there are businesses, right? There are businesses that want processes to be easier, sales to be easier. Then there's government that wants certain infrastructure or things around to be easier, right? There's mostly businesses, trading, right? So if businesses want things to be easier using tech, what are they demanding? They're actually demanding tech sales, digital marketing, and then graphics design, those things that actually put the visibility of their businesses. Then they're asking for skills around administration, easy ways to invoice, make payments, which is fintech. So those skills are the skills that are actually in demand. While AI is a serious buzz, most businesses still don't understand why AI should be applied. So you studying AI is applying to make your own role easier, not really making the company easier, because the companies are not really demanding for AI experts. So these are the main skills that are actually in demand. But when it comes to preparation for those skills to be available in the job market, you would agree with me that from the university, that preparation is not there. So a major percentage of all the graduates from computer science or computer engineering are having to come out and then start preparing themselves for those on-demand skills. So that gap is there, and it's a very serious gap to be covered.
Now, how can governments and maybe private institutions collaborate to make a tech skill training more accessible and affordable?
That collaboration is already there. It's ongoing, even if we are all complaining about government all the time, right? But we can still give government the few wins they have. I think one of the things they've deliberately done with the help of the minister, Bosun Tijani, was to implement the 3MTT program. So the 3MTT program strategically is built to train 3 million tech talents. Though there were hitches with the program, but the program was deliberately designed to bridge that gap. And now in bridging that gap, government have funded that program in partnership with ALCs, that's Applied Learning Clusters or Applied Learning Centers, which are private organizations now that are already have these experts that would deliver that training. So that program is one of the programs that is doing it. You also have AI programs. You have other programs also by the ministry in order to foster that, that gap in education.
Now, to what extent does the gap between training curricula and real industry needs affect employability among tech graduates?
Well, to a great extent. To a great extent. So I give you a typical example. Most tech trainings you see now are between 3 months to 6 months. And after 6 months, if you visit that guy or that lady, they can do that graphics design for you. They can do that digital marketing for you. They can get hands-on on most of these skills that you have trained them on after 6 months. But somebody goes to the university for 4 years, come out and can't do what somebody has learned in 6 months. So you can see how the curriculum of the university has not shaped these graduates for the real-world implementation or for the in-demand skills as you would have it. right? So that gap in curriculum is seriously there. Now, something else that the NUC had done was to open curriculums to make sure that they divide computer science further. So computer science would not have the burden of spreading too many knowledge on the students. So you can now do BSc in software engineering, BSc in artificial intelligence, BSc in cybersecurity. You can now specialize rather than doing one computer science that is supposed to tell you about everything. But you still see some of our universities, especially government universities, are still blank on computer science. They don't have these special areas that can help you focus on being a software developer, get a bachelor's degree on software development, which will come with the practical skills you need for the job market. Or taking BSc in artificial intelligence and actually coming out as an artificial intelligence expert or a machine learning expert. So that breakdown in curriculum to allow people also specialize has not been adopted by a lot of universities. They're still on computer science, and some of the curriculums still have the very old.
I think that's a major challenge.
Old
That's
basic Fortran, COBOL, and they'll tell you you're learning the foundation. So you spend 4 years learning the foundation.
I remember a student from one of the universities here in Port Harcourt telling me that he was given an assignment that required him to write a program, but he was asked to use the manual in terms of writing on a book.
Go on a piece of paper.
So, and he, fortunately for him, he had gone to run a program on web development, programming, and so he burst out laughing and called me on the phone. Now, could I imagine what his lecturers asked him to do? To write this program on paper. How come they can't update this curriculum so that
that was a very long time ago? But that challenge is still there. It's a challenge that is still there, and the curriculum has not been fine-tuned enough to change that. But if you go to some of the universities, you can agree with them that the infrastructure is not also supporting them achieve those goals. And then some of these universities too, you study computer science from year 1 to your final year and you don't have a laptop. You've not even sat in front of a computer system. Maybe around your 300 level, they'll teach you how to use Microsoft Word and Excel, something they're learning in primary school. So the challenge goes both by equipping these universities, even after the curriculum has changed. But if you check NUC, you'd see that some of these things have really been worked on, and the curriculum improvement has already been done.
Now, to what extent, or what steps would I say, or practical steps do you think can be taken to ensure that people in rural or underserved areas are not left behind in this digital skill revolution?
It's infrastructure first. It's infrastructure. So I'll give you a typical example, right? I'll give you a typical example. If the local government is in your village and the local government has Wi-Fi, you will notice that everybody is going there to use the Wi-Fi, right? And if the computer systems in secondary schools are working, you will see that adaptation go in. Now, when I say secondary schools or primary schools, it's irrespective of the urban or rural area. As long as there are schools and they have computer systems in their lab, you would see all these children play around the computer systems, learn them, and that transformation or that knowledge gap you want to bridge in computer knowledge or computer literacy would actually be there, right? So it starts, for me, it starts with infrastructure. If the computers are there and the network is there, the excitement is always there, especially when it comes to computers. The excitement is always there. I can take my village, for example. We have Wi-Fi in my village, and it was done by an individual, Starlink, and it's open to everybody. So everybody browse for free. And really? Guess what? The day we announced that 3MTT program is going on, people came and applied because they wanted to be part of it. Now we're launching an ICT training for the secondary school and for people in the community to take classes. And they've applied. A lot of them have enrolled already. But the excitement started with the fact that conversations were going in the community that there is free Wi-Fi. That's how it started. Now, some people from the urban areas that can't even buy data have heard that in the village there is free Wi-Fi. And they're happy to travel back to the village, enjoy free Wi-Fi, and tell people about it. So to summarize the answer to that question, I strongly believe once the infrastructure is there, internet penetration or the systems are there, you would spark up the interest of the young and older people, and you would see them start doing a lot in that regard.
Now, let's talk about soft skills. How important are they, you understand, in complementing technical expertise?
Whoa, okay. Okay. That's a very serious challenge. I must tell you, that's a very serious challenge. I can give you an example. I can give you an example. There's an interview that was supposed to held. So in Olotu Square, where I work, we do trainings, and our trainings are adopted with the YEP model. The YEP model is a youth employment pathway by PINT Foundation. PINT is the Partnership Initiative for Niger Delta. So the PINT funded us in the grants to do training, skills training in Rivers, Warri, and Asaba, and then we're doing for Yenegua soon. And in that YEP model, it's specific about employability, right? In fact, there's a labor market assessment before they even give out these grants to do this training. So if you're training under the YEP model, you must create room to make sure that that training amounts to employability. That's how the model is. So we finished the training in Asaba, and the employability part came in. And we sourced companies that are looking to hire these people we have trained. And then we set up meetings. My dear, that's where soft skill came in.
Wow.
They would enter the meeting and speak pidgin. And you correct them, you would have to speak English. And then you start telling the person what to say in the meeting. And then you go organize communication skills again, and they will come late for the meeting.
Which is also another
And
soft skill.
they will take the meeting inside keke, even when you told them several times and reminded them before time. So soft skills goes beyond the classroom. It goes into the everyday lifestyle. And for you to apply soft skill in any kind of training you're having is very important. And that's something we don't do without anymore in Olotu Square, for example, right? Every technical training we're having goes with soft skills. Communication, teamwork, collaboration, tools to collaborate, and also pitching, problem-solving skills. Oh, my goodness. There are some people that they will sit down and wait for you to give them a task. They will never come up with any initiative to solve a problem. And so being in this kind of environments where soft skills is being taught comes a long way to help achieve this.
Now, you know, you've been in this space for quite some time and been running Olotu Square, from founding it to running different programs there. First of all, this is a two-in-one question. How has it been like, you understand, in this digital training space with Olotu Square and all that? And then two, a lot of people will be asking questions. They may be listening to us today that they keep talking about test skill on this show. They keep talking about learning test skills. We don't know anything about. We don't know what's going on. Do you know that even when some programs are organized, whether it's Uche Aniche's Startup South or any other program, people are still surprised that they didn't hear about it. And it's a problem. Some people are looking for ways to learn tech skills. They don't know what programs are available for them to learn and all that. It's a problem. Do you think that the people are not being informed enough? And as someone who runs Olotu Square, you could also share some things that you would do that could also help them, you understand, to also learn these skills, you understand? So that at the end of the day, we get text messages here where people will be asking us, you people keep talking about tech skill. We'll sit down in the house and learn it. And you know, remember the free factor in Nigeria? You talked about the free Wi-Fi. It's also a problem too. So I'm sorry I modeled all this together. So please, in any way you can just answer them, please.
Okay. So let me put it this way. So the context becomes clear to everybody that is listening. So if you're listening, let's listen to this analogy. Remember far back in the early 2000s when GSM came, right? Everybody wanted to sell SIM card.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to have an umbrella to make call, even in people's homes. Next thing that happened was pure water.
Yeah.
And everybody was selling pure water in their homes. And everybody wanted to sell pure water. And after a while, some people fell off. This is a time for computer. People that didn't study computer or don't even have much knowledge about computer will tell you they're in computer science or they're in computer field. In fact, they're experts in the computer field. So everybody wants to sell anything computer. Everybody wants to teach anything computer. They will create WhatsApp group. They will create anything to offer computer knowledge to people. So the buzz is everywhere like Pure Water and MTN in those days. However, there are some persons that have been seasoned in this, like you have said. Olotu Square, this is our 10 years anniversary. And that's the t-shirt I'm wearing, 10 years anniversary. Proudly 10 years of building innovation in the Niger Delta. So for these 10 years, we've been actively building a community and training people. We're also sourcing opportunities that can help train people. Now, YouTube has free lessons, but does not have the path, the learning path. So you watch one video, you have to go search for random videos again. We understand that. Coursera, places like Coursera, Udemy, and so on, they also have courses, but the path is not quite defined. And then when you need somebody physically to explain to you that challenge you have just gone through, it's also difficult. Now, in Olotu Square, we have trainings as well, where we deliver both soft skills and technical skills. And like I said before, we apply the YEP model. So there is no training in Olotu Square that does not follow with internship, job placement, or entrepreneurship, because we apply the YEP model by PIN. So look at this. Okay, let me throw this out. We have a scholarship currently running, and that is one of the avenues we use to train people for free. You have been seeing a lot of free programs on social media also. So how would you sit at home and say, how do I start? Click on one of those buttons that have said there's a free training, right? Visit those companies that have said they have scholarships or they have free trainings going on. The federal government also have free trainings going on. Take the initiative to click on any of them. And when you click on them, you would have a form that would have you register and partake in these trainings. And since it's free, you have nothing to lose. And it can also shape in the next career path that you get involved in. So the action starts with you when you say you want to start a career in tech. Start asking the right questions. And then you can always take advantage of all the free trainings that are out there. There are a lot of them.
Yeah, if it's possible, maybe at the end of this show, some of those your scholarships I would give it to our trivia listeners who normally answer my questions. I give out the tech trivia at the beginning of the show every week, and then if it's possible, I'll give out to some of them that will keep bombarding me with messages of where can we get trainings that will not free. I will use the word free. Some are willing to pay, but sometimes they say it's too expensive for them and all that. Now let me ask you this.
Yeah, but there's a caveat to that. There's an interview, so it's not for everybody.
It's for them. If we give it out for the tech trivia, if you can answer my trivia question, you will be qualified for that. So yeah, so that's how I think I will go on that.
That's fine. We're happy to receive anyone. We're happy. Yeah.
Now, do you think short-term boot camps and online certifications are becoming strong alternatives to traditional university degrees in the tech space?
Alternatives, not necessary, but they do indeed bridge a gap. Right? I would not consider a short-term boot camp or an online course you take as an alternative to getting a degree. I would not do that. Apart from it slighting on the value of a degree, the degree teaches you more beyond the boot camp or the classroom that you would have. So I can't see that as an alternative. However, I would say it indeed bridges the gap. And so while the degree is important, also look at those boot camps, also look at those online courses, because they help fine-tune whatever you're doing in the degree course, or they can help you start earning something to live by while taking a degree course. For example, if a lady studies digital marketing now, and it was just a boot camp program or a 2 weeks program, and that lady can do it very well, she can manage several social media accounts on her phone while she's in school doing a BSc, right? So see it as a skill that can help you earn while the degree becomes your career path of study, which shouldn't be considered an alternative.
Interesting. Now, what role does mentorship and hands-on project experience play in preparing learners for the job market?
Mentorship and hands-on experience.
Yeah.
Oh. I'll start with hands-on experience. Very important. And I study computer science also. And I remembered I was already a cyber cafe guru. While I was in year one.
Yeah.
I was already a guru in the cyber cafe, not knowing that there was more to computer science than what I was doing in the cyber cafe. I was a guru in Yahoo Messenger, and I was creating Yahoo Mail for people, and they will hail me. And when you pay for all-night browsing, they'll be like, this guy, if you go for all night, he will help you, you will do this. He can browse everything. And I never knew there was a bigger part of computer science until I went into computer science and started with mathematics and so on. But the point I'm trying to make now is, from my year one, even my colleagues in class till my second year have not really used the computer at all. And because of my hands-on experience from browsing in cyber cafes, I could run most of the software programs. I could code very early. And I would explain to my classmates and also explain to other students that were ahead of me. So that had be deliberate about it and be sure that that person has the time to sow into that mentorship, so you have the right guidance step by step, and you can boast of that mentorship being a success factor in your career, not just question and answer over time.
Because of time, I will ask you two quick questions.
Okay.
And one of them is, how can Nigeria and other developing countries position themselves as global tech talent hub?
I don't know for other developing countries.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, I don't want to answer for other developing countries.
No problem.
My passion still lies in Nigeria, and Nigeria has already done that, right? We've already positioned ourselves as a global talent hub. Now, one of the things we have done is to use money to drive hunger. And that's what we've always done, in fact, right? Anything that is trending, that has money, we would always use it to drive hunger for people to get into the field.
Yeah.
The tech we are talking about today, like 60 to 70% of the people that really want to get into tech is not for knowledge. It's for the buzz of making money in USD, working remotely, which is what the Gen Zs love, right? So we've used money to create the hunger for people to get into tech. So that's the first thing we have done. Nextly, we've also created platforms where people can work and earn money remotely. So for that reason, we have already positioned ourselves as a talent hub. Now, Nigeria is working in a lot of foreign companies at this moment.
Yeah.
And if you go to Fiverr, Upwork, and so on, there are a lot of Nigerians there. In fact, we are beginning to compete with India in that regard, right? So we have already positioned ourselves, and we are going forward. But the problem we still have is competence as against availability, right? If you want to hire someone now as a software developer now, say you want to build an app now, you want to hire a software developer, and 10 people apply, you find out only 2 has the experience to build that app. The others have learned to code, but they don't really have the experience in building that app you want to build. Yet, the other 8 are applying for jobs every day, and they want to get the jobs. You see now?
Yeah.
That's one challenge we have. However, we have done a good job in creating the hunger, and we have the talent, and with 3MTT and many other tech programs coming up from UNDP, AU, a lot of developmental projects coming up, we are building more talent, and we're building more hubs for talent.
In 60 or 90 seconds, what emerging technology should aspiring tech professionals start preparing for to remain competitive in the future?
AI. It has to be AI. No, it has to be AI. So AI has a lot of buzz, but people still don't know how to use AI.
Yeah.
Right? People don't know how to use AI. So if you're asked to use AI right now, you just want to go ask questions. But that's not how to use AI, really. Because AI is like a newborn baby. What you tell the baby or you teach the baby is what the baby knows. What OpenAI has done is to teach ChatGPT, and ChatGPT knows some things, and when you ask it some questions, it will answer. Google has taught Gemini AI some things, and when you go to Gemini and ask it some questions, it will answer. But you, what have you taught AI? You have not taught AI anything. So the best way to use AI is to train the models to know the things that would help you make things easier, rather than just only asking questions, right? So imagine professionals in the field should not learn how to just be asking AI questions, but rather train the AI to solve problems that are local as well. So the more you train the AI, you build a new AI system that is more relevant to everybody around you.
Bruce Lucas, founder of Olotu Square, thank you for joining me on the show this week.
Thank you very much.
I think
Thank you for having me.
From next